In this video, my business partners, Anything Financial, Nolan and Khalil, actually sit down and talk with Corrado about his real estate journey and how he became who he is today. There's going to be loads of value in this video, so I really recommend you watch the whole thing. If you find that the video is too long, just put it on double speed and just listen through it. Lots of value in here. I personally wish that I saw this video when I was getting started, but yeah, lots of value. Make sure you watch the whole thing. And let's get right into it.
Today I'm here with Corrado.
What's up, guys?
And so we're just kind of interviewing him, asking him some questions. So Khalil, you want to take it away with the first question?
Alright, yeah. So Corrado is a real estate broker, and I'm really curious. I'm wondering, what got you and, what intrigued you to get into real estate and start that first transaction?
Well, originally I wanted to become a nightclub owner.
Okay.
So I had a little bit of money saved. Actually had some opportunities to invest in a nightclub, but that was like getting into a percentage of a club. So instead of owning the entire business, I would have had 10 to 20%.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, so plus a lot of club owners are shady and they're overselling shares and all that. So then I'm like, you know what? I got to do something else. I saw an opportunity in investing in the U.S. in Florida at that time. So a little bit after the market crash, there was a great opportunity on some properties. I remember actually was visiting with some friends in Fort Myers, so we went to go see a bunch of properties, and then the agent that was showing us the properties, they had no clue that I was gonna buy, right? So,
Wow.
because at a young age, I had blonde spiky hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I was 20. At that time I was 24.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
So I don't know. The agent didn't think that I was gonna buy a house. So then I remember when we got to the airport to leave to go back to Toronto, this house came on the market, and then I'm like, yeah, this is a no-brainer, because I was talking to a lot of people that lived in the community and I knew what was going on.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, you know what? These houses they bought for $600,000, $500,000, $800,000, and they're only worth almost $200,000.
Wow.
Damn.
And looking at what the rentals, what these houses were renting for, it's a no-brainer. They're renting for $2,000 a month.
Damn. It's Florida.
Right? So it was cash flowing.
Wow.
Right?
Almost right away. Then.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the only issue with investing, if you're Canadian and you invest in Florida, is that
Yeah.
you need to bring the money from Toronto, right? There's some banks that may look at, maybe, I don't know if RBC offers it, because there's RBCs down there, there's TDs. They may help you with financing, but it's extremely hard.
Yeah, generally speaking, it's definitely.
I was lucky
harder.
because I had $200,000.
Yeah,
right?
if you have the capital,
Yeah.
right, it's a lot easier for sure.
And that was my budget, and that's what the house, I actually got the house for $198.
No,
Yeah.
well, had nice 2,000 left.
Yeah, it was listed a little more, but I lowballed them, and then I got it. But I actually made a little bit of money in the exchange.
Yeah.
So everything worked out, everything connected. The dollar was actually better than the U.S., slightly better than the U.S., and it made sense. And historically, what happens is the American dollar always goes back up, right?
Exactly.
So if you have money right now sitting in the bank and you don't know what to do with it, maybe wait for the dollar to go down a bit and buy U.S. money, and then you can make some money doing that, right?
Yeah.
That's smart. You definitely hopped on a solid deal that got you into the game.
Yeah.
Just before we continue with the video, I just want to say that I have created a free Telegram group chat, and this is pretty much where I want to build a community of entrepreneurs, people in real estate, just a bunch of hustlers and people that focus on getting better as a person. There will be a link down below. I hope to see you there.
So I know you invested within America and kind of, you've been down there a lot and kind of know the Florida area at least.
Yes.
What's your opinion and thoughts on investing within America, and kind of how would you go about it?
So I'm a little crazy, to be honest. I like taking risks.
Yeah.
If you don't take risks, you're just gonna, you'll never grow.
Of course, right?
Exactly. So people in Toronto were telling me not to buy in Florida, right? Because it's, you have to pay capital gains. You have to do your taxes and all this stuff. But these guys were uneducated people that have not invested in the U.S.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So every state is different. Wherever you let's say Florida. For example, you have to follow the county's rules and taxes.
Oh,
so,
wow, okay.
Where I bought the place, it was in Lee County.
Okay. Yep.
Right? So what you're going to have to do is, if you buy a property in Florida or in Lee County in Fort Myers, is you're going to have to obviously pay taxes on your earnings.
For sure.
Right? So you're going to need an ITIN number.
Okay.
Right? It's a tax ID number. Because we're not U.S. citizens, that's a number that we need to get, and you need to get that from the IRS.
Oh,
right?
wow, okay.
So what I had to do is, because I tried getting my accountant to get me that number, it wasn't successful for some reason. So I had to actually go to the IRS in person,
wow.
okay, in Fort Myers.
Okay.
So a lot of the shows that you watch on TV, like what's it called? The show where the 24-hour, you know, the cop that's like showing like all this stuff happening, and
we
Live PD. or
Live
something?
PD,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
so some of the clips are actually in Fort Myers, right? So you got like north of Fort Myers is kind of ghetto,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So I remember going to the IRS during tax season, right? And there was a lineup of like almost like 200 people. I don't remember. I
What?
just remember there's so many people waiting in line. Okay.
Damn.
And
Wow.
the security guy comes out because if something were to happen, like he wouldn't be able to control these people.
Oh, for sure.
He's like, anybody that has weapons, firearms, you need to bring them back to your car, and then
Okay.
come back to the line, right?
Yeah.
It's like the gun laws there, I guess. They're
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know that you're allowed to carry a gun.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't either. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, so then you know these people were leaving the line, bringing their weapons and their firearms back to their cars, and then coming back to the line. So I was there with my wife, and we were like literally like our tails like in between our legs, like we were
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that, and you know, listening to people's advice, and if they haven't done it, you know, like don't take people's advice, because paying the capital gains, you're gonna pay that here if you invest in properties.
Like, regardless, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna no matter property-wise investing, it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Regardless, right?
Yeah.
So.
Finding the right opportunities is what's important, and learning what a good opportunity is key.
Exactly.
Right?
Agreed. For sure.
So that's what you need to study. You need to study how do you find a good opportunity, and good opportunities come super fast. You don't have a minute to think about it. You got to jump right away
Yeah.
and prepare yourself for that moment.
Yeah, and it almost sounds like you already knew that
Yeah.
sometime soon an opportunity
Yes.
was arising, and
Yes.
you just went for it, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are in the mortgage business.
Yep.
I always prepare myself with my financing for that moment, for a good opportunity.
You guys hear
At all
that?
times.
You guys
Boom.
hear that?
Yeah. So make sure that you know go over your mortgages, your line of credits, whatever you have, credit, debt. Always set yourself up. What I do is Equifax. I pay a monthly fee of $20
Okay.
to make sure that nothing bad's happening in my account. You know, with all this fraud going on, you have to make sure you're on top of your credit,
Yep. Of
Exactly.
course.
right?
And with him having accessibility to
Yeah.
Equifax, he gets the whole financial picture for himself, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so if something good happens on your account, you get an email notification. If something bad happens on your account, you also get a notification. So, you know, it's good to have to
yeah,
control it, right?
real time updates on your financial picture, right?
How I learned that is because when I wanted to refi one of my properties,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to do it because I had to fix my credit, because what happened was I had a MasterCard with Capital One, right? Somehow I forgot about this card, because you know when you sign up for these cards, sometimes you go to
Yeah.
Walmart or to these places.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I even got this card.
Somehow had it.
Yeah, and then I forgot about it. They weren't sending me any statements. So
Really?
apparently the card, I didn't pay the membership fee,
Oh, okay.
Damn.
right? Because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
They weren't sending me an email. I call them in. I'm like, listen, why is this on my Equifax, right? They're like, well, you never paid for your fee, your annual fee. I'm like, but you never sent me any statements. How am I
Yeah.
supposed to know,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy.
So then I had to fight that. That took about 6 months.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
That took 6 months. I just made sure that I got that done. My credit score went back up, and then I refinanced the property because of that.
Yeah,
Right.
and
That's a,
that's a good point you actually made right there. Even
Yeah.
though sometimes your credit may bounce, whether that be up or down, no matter what, you can still retain it, so it's where you want it to be, right?
that's
So,
one thing though. Credit is something that holds a lot of people back from getting their first property. So make sure you stay on top of it,
yeah.
because the amount of things that we've heard of with people's credit. So
You
it's
can
kind of
save thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
A lot
Like
of money.
$20 a month is nothing from what you can save.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Right?
So
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys don't already know who Corrado is, go check him out. He has I believe over 100,000 followers on Instagram, which also means, you know, if you guys want me to collab with certain individuals that are in the Greater Toronto Area or Ontario, you know, maybe even worldwide, leave a comment down below, and who knows, maybe I'll make it happen. Definitely after this whole quarantine situation though.